Hello friends, welcome to Mahesh Maths classes. We make it easy, you learn it quickly. Progressions part 5. Before watching this video, make sure that you have watched part 1, 2, 3 and 4. In this video, we are going to learn about geometric progression. We know that there are different types of progressions. They are arithmetic progression, geometric progression and harmonic progression. Already we have learned about arithmetic progression. So today we are going to learn about geometric progression. Can you guess the next number in the list of these numbers? 2, 4, 8, 16, 32. Can you guess what is the next number? Yes, it is 64. How did you get that? Okay, before answering that, let's have one more question. 1, 3, 9, 27. Can you guess what is the next number? Yes, it is 81. One more question. 1 by 4, 1 by 16, 1 by 64, 1 by 256. Can you guess what is the next number? Yes, it is 1 by 1024. Now, tell me, how did you get those numbers? So here, if you observe, each number is multiplied by 2. 2 into 2, 4. 4 into 2, 8. 8 into 2, 16. 16 into 2, 32. And 32 into 2 is 64. And here, you have multiplied by 3. Each number is multiplied by 3 to get the next number into 3. So here, what about this? 1 by 4. The denominator is multiplied by 4. That is 1 by 4 into 1 by 4. That is 1 by 16. 1 by 16 into 1 by 4, 1 by 64. 1 by 64 into 1 by 4, 1 by 256. So to guess the next number, we have to multiply this last number with 1 by 4. So 256 into 4 is 1024. So in all these lists of numbers, every number except the first one, every number is obtained by multiplying with a fixed number to its preceding number. So to get 4, we have multiplied. The preceding number means the term before this 4. So every term except this first one is obtained by adding with multiplying by a fixed number. Here that fixed number is 2, here that fixed number is 3, here that fixed number is 1 by 4. So this type of sequences are called geometric progression. Okay, and here this constant term, if you take this constant term, it is nothing but the ratio between any two consecutive terms of a geometric progression. Like if you take this one, 4 by 2, or you take 8 by 4, or you take 16 by 8. This ratio is same, 2 2's, 4 2's, 8 2's. So the ratio between any two consecutive terms is similar. It is common. That's why that constant term is called as common ratio and it is denoted by R. And here that fixed number is 3. That constant number is 3. Therefore the common ratio, if you observe here, 3 by 1 is equal to 9 by 3 is equal to 27 by 9. See, 3 ones are 3 threes are 9 ones are 9 threes are. So that the ratio between any two consecutive terms is constant. And here, so if you observe 1 by 16 by 1 by 4. And how can you write this? 1 by 16 into 4, that is 4 ones are 4 fours are, that is 1 by 4. Or you take 1 by 256 by 1 by 64. Can be written as 1 by 256 into 64. 64 ones, 64 fours, that is 1 by 4. Therefore, the ratio between any two consecutive terms, if it is constant, then that sequence is called as geometric progression and that constant term is called as common ratio. So let us have the definition here, geometric progression. So in a geometric progression, each term except the first term is obtained by multiplying the preceding term by a constant. So preceding term means here it is previous term. Okay. The constant term is called as common ratio. So what is the common ratio? The common ratio is defined as the ratio of two consecutive terms, the ratio of a term to its preceding term. Suppose if you have A1, A2, A3, A4, these are the terms, an minus 1, an suppose. Then the common ratio is defined as a2 by a1, a2 by a1, or you can also write it as a3 by a2 or a4 by a3, or so on. If you take it generally, an by an minus 1. So the common ratio r is equal to an by an minus 1. So if you compare this geometric progression with arithmetic progression, there each term is obtained by adding a fixed number. Here we are multiplying, in GP we are multiplying, in AP we are adding. There the difference of two terms, the difference is common, here the ratio is common. The difference, the common difference is denoted by D, here the common ratio is denoted by R. So here the common difference is defined as A2 minus A1. Here in GP the common ratio is defined as A2 by A1. So when you compare arithmetic with arithmetic progression, then you will understand the geometric progression more easily. Okay, so in arithmetic progression, the difference between two terms is constant. Two consecutive terms is constant. Whereas in geometric progression, the ratio between any two consecutive terms of the sequence is constant. Okay, so now if you take A as the first term and R as the common ratio, then how the GP will be? So let us take A is the first term. So to get the next number, we have to multiply it with the common ratio, that is AR. Again to get the third term, you have to multiply the second term by R, that is AR square. So AR square into R gives you the next term, AR cube. Therefore the GP will be AR, AR square, AR cube and so on. Okay, now let us check which of the following are in GP. 6, 12, 24, 48 and so on. So to check whether the given list of numbers is in GP or not, we have to go for the common ratio, that is R. So let us take 12 by 6, or you can take A2 by A1. The ratio between any two consecutive terms should be same, that is 12 by 6, which is equal to 2. Or you take this A3 by A2, that is 24 by 12. So 12 ones, 12 twos, that is also equal to 2. So 24 ones are 24 twos are, that is equal to 2. Therefore, the ratio between any two consecutive terms is constant. Therefore, this list of numbers is in GP. So it is a GP. Okay, next number. 1, 4, 9, 16. Now let us take the common ratio, A2 by A1, that is 4 by 1, which is equal to 4. And next let us check A3 by A2, 9 by 4. So it is equal to 2.25. Are they equal? A2 by A1 and A3 by A2, are they equal? No, the ratio is not equal. 4 is not equal to 2.25. Therefore, it is not a GP. Okay, next one. 1 minus 1, 1 minus 1 and so on. Let us find out the common ratio. A2 by A1, that is minus 1 by 1. A2 by A1, which is equal to minus 1. Now let us find out A3 by A2, that is 1 by minus 1, that is also equal to minus 1. Now let us take A4 by A3. Minus 1 by 1 is equal to minus 1. Therefore, the ratio between any two consecutive terms is same. It is a GP. Now we'll take a different situation here. A person writes a letter to three of his friends. He asks each one of them to copy the letter and give it to three different persons with same instructions so that they can move ahead, chain ahead similarly. Now see here, suppose that the chain is not broken, then the number of letters at first, second and third stages are. Now our task is the number of letters in each stage will form a GP or not. We have to check that. Now let us take this picture. At first stage, there is only one person. Now he is writing letters to three of his friends. Here, one, two, three. So in the first stage, let us consider this as A1. Only one person is there. Then let us take in second stage, one, two, three. Three persons are there. Now these three persons again they will write three letters to each of three friends. That is, this person write to three friends, that is three. This person writes to three friends, three. This person also writes to three friends. So 3 into 3, that is 9 members in the third stage. Again these 9 members will write three letters to his friends. So 9 into 3, that is 1, 2, 3. Like this, 9 into 3, that will be 27. So the chain will continue like this, 1, 3, 9, 27 and so on. Now if you observe, it is very clear we are multiplying with 3. 3 into 3, 9. 9 into 3, 27. To get the next number, we can multiply. The number of persons in the second stage will be 81. So we are multiplying with a constant number here. Or you can go for the rule 3 by 1, 9 by 3, 27 by 9, 81 by 27. If all of them are equal, then we can say that in these situations, whatever be the numbers involved will form a GP. Let us take here 3 ones, 3 threes, 9 ones, 9 threes, 27 ones, 27 threes. So the common ratio is 3. Therefore, it is a GP. It is a geometric progression. Let us take one more different situation. A square is drawn by joining the points of the sides of a given square. The midpoints of the sides of a given square. A third square is drawn inside the second square in the same way, and this process continues indefinitely. If a side of the first square is 16 centimeters, then the area of the first, second, third and so on, the squares will be in GP or not. Here they have given a square whose side is 16 centimeters. Now joining the midpoints of each side, we are getting another square. Like this is midpoint of this, this is the midpoint of this, midpoint of this and midpoint of this. So already we know that the side of this first square is 16 centimeters. So as this is the midpoint, this will be 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters, 8 centimeters like this. Now if you observe this, we know that clearly it is a right angle triangle. Now this is 8 and this is 8. What will be the hypotenuse of this triangle? So it is simply root of 8 square plus 8 square. So that is root of 8 square plus 8 square, which is equal to 64 plus 64. So can I say 2 into 64, and this is nothing but 8 root 2. 8 root 2. Okay. So the side of the second square is 8 root 2. Okay. Now what is the area of first square now? Let us find out. Because we have to check the area of the first, second, third squares will be in GP or not. So we have to check for the areas of the squares. So area of first square, that is side into side, that is 16 into 16, which is equal to 256. Now the area of second square. What is the side of the second square now? 8 root 2. So 8 root 2 into 8 root 2, which is equal to 8 8 is 64, root 2 into root 2, 2. 64 into 2, which is equal to 128. Let us form the third square. So this is the midpoint of the second side of the second square. These are all the midpoints of the sides of the second squares. Now when this is 8 root 2, so half of this will be 4 root 2. 8 root 2, half of 8 root 2 is 4 root 2. So this will also 4 root 2. This is 90 degrees clearly. Now we want to find out the side of the third square, which is the hypotenuse of this triangle. Hypotenuse of this triangle. Okay, so the side of third square is nothing but the hypotenuse of this triangle, which is equal to square root of 4 root 2 square plus 4 root 2 square. What is 4 root 2 square? 4 square is 16, root 2 square is 2. 32 plus 32. That is equal to root 64, which is equal to 8. So the side of this third square is 8. Now what is the area of the third square? Which is equal to 8 into 8. That is equal to 64. Now if you observe the numbers involved, the areas of the three squares, if you take 256, 128, 64 and so on, let us check whether they are forming a GP or not. So let us take A2 by A1, 128 by 256, 128 ones are 128 twos are, that is 1 by 2. And you take 164 by 128. 64 ones are 64 twos are, which is also equal to 1 by 2. Therefore, clearly in these situations, the areas of first, second and third squares will be in GP. Okay, hope it is clear. And if you go for the fourth square, suppose let us take. So this will be 4 and this is 4. So what will be the side of the fourth square now? Square root of 4 square plus 4 square. 16 plus 16. That is square root of 32. Okay. Square root of 32, which is equal to 4 root 2. Now what will be the area of the fourth square? 4 root 2 square. That is 16 into 2. That is 32. Now 32 will be here. Now 32 by 64 is what? 1 by 2. So this is also equal to 1 by 2. So clearly the areas of first, second and third squares will be in GP. Let us have one problem here. Write the GP if the first term is A is equal to 3 and the common ratio is 2. So here what is given? A is equal to 3. So this is the first term. To get the next term, we should multiply the first term with common ratio. That is 3 into 2. That is 6. To get the third term, we have to multiply the second term with the common ratio. That is 6 into 2. That is 12. To get the fourth term, we have to multiply the third term with common ratio. That is 12 into 2, 24. Therefore, what will be the GP? The GP is the first term 3, second term 6, third term 12, fourth term 24 and so on. Write the GP if the first term is 256 and the common ratio R is equal to minus 1 by 2. It is similar to the previous problem. Given that the first term A is equal to 256. To get the next term A2, we have to multiply the first term by the common ratio. A into R. That is 256 into what is R here? Minus 1 by 2. So 2 ones are 2, 128. That is minus 128. To get the third term, we have to multiply the second term minus 128 with the common ratio minus 1 by 2. So 2 ones 2 64s. Minus into minus will become plus. 64 into 1, 64. So the fourth term will be A3 into R. The third term into R. Third term is 64 into R is minus 1 by 2. 2 ones are 2 32s. So 32 into minus 1, minus 32. Therefore, the GP is 256, the first term, minus 128, second term, 64, third term, minus 32, fourth term, and so on. Next problem. Find the common ratio of the GP 25 minus 5, 1, comma minus 1 by 5. So already they have given that it is a GP. Therefore, the ratio between any two consecutive terms will be same. That is nothing but R. So here A2 by A1 you can take, that is minus 5 by 25. Second term by first term. 5 ones are 5 5s are, which is equal to minus 1 by 5. So in this type of problems, you take the simple numbers like this. So A3 by A2, which is equal to 1 by minus 5, that is minus 1 by 5. So if you take simple numbers, the answer will be easy. Very easily you can get the answer. Okay. So if you like the video, please like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.